Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ringside Ramblers podcast. I'm Alex, and I'm joined by Alfonso, and we are going to be reviewing and recapping WWE Bad Blood, which took place this past Saturday night in Atlanta, Georgia. And it's fair to say it was an up and down show, but it started off really, really hot with the first match, which we'll dive straight into, which was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, the blow off to the feud inside Hell in a Cell. Now, this match was, fair to say, absolutely incredible. One of the best cell matches in company history. And it was everything you'd expect, really. There was a lot of blood. Punk was busted open first. He got long darted into the cell, and then he smashed Drew over the head with a toolbox, which made Drew bleed legitimately. It was said that there was no blade job. He was legitimately cut open, and he was absolutely pouring blood. The Scottish psychopath.
16 staples.
16 staples. Yeah, it was pretty gruesome. If you haven't seen the picture on Twitter, go and have a look. It's gruesome. Yeah, there was loads of blood, weapons, chairs. There was a spanner that was used repeatedly. Some really cool spots and storytelling. Drew did like a suplex through a table that was
A
set up on the
brainbuster.
outside.
That was a brainbuster, my friend.
Yeah, all right, I'll give you that one. And Punk used the spanner on Drew whilst he had the Anaconda Vice locked in, which was a great spot as well. And then each hit their finish and got a 2 count. Drew then went for another Claymore and landed horrifically on the steel steps, which was set up in the ring. He landed like the small of his back hit like the corner of the steps. Oh, that was awful. And then Drew brought in a bag filled with the beads that were used for CM Punk's bracelet. Punk turned the tide and stuffed the beads in Drew's mouth, then wrapped a chain around his knee and hit the go to sleep for the 1, 2, 3. CM Punk was the winner of the Hell in the Cell and the winner of the rubber match, and that should 100% end the feud. And I mean, Alfonso, what do you think? I mean, this match was incredible, wasn't it? Like one of the best matches of the year.
Easily one of the best trilogies of the year and of the last 5 years in wrestling. I think this was great. This was lovely. Like, it's the escalation of violence. You have the first match, the second match, and this match was everything we wanted. Like, they were telling us that this was going to be violence, this was going to be very, very gruesome, and we got that. We got spot that we never get in Hell in a Cell. The cell felt like a weapon, and then they used a lot of weapons. And also, I think the beats is a very nice touch to end the story because that was the story all along the feud. And one of the coolest little stories of the weekend is about Victoria. Do you know who is Victoria?
You mean former women's champion Victoria?
No, the girl that made the first bracelet for Punk in a meet and greet.
Ah,
She made the first bracelet for Punk. Then the WWE shop started to sell the bracelet of Punk, you know? And the original bracelet was broken up by Drew McIntyre. So during Bad Blood 2024, CM Punk made a bracelet for her, like a custom made bracelet for her. They did a meet and greet, and she witnessed CM Punk in first row to see Punk win, and then she got like the bracelet. So for me, that little story was great,
that's awesome.
and people are already like trying to create these stories about that little girl becoming the next big thing because she's going to be like the real daughter of CM Punk and AJ Lee, and she's going to go against Cora Jade and everything like that. But what what I love about wrestling is that that match felt like a big moment. You know, like for a long time, Hell in a Cell wasn't important, and finally, Hell in a Cell was made. Well, I don't know how to explain it,
Yeah,
but
this
I
match warranted the cell stipulation. A lot of the times, superstars would just get thrown in there when they haven't really had a blood feud, and because it was the name of the pay-per-view was Hell in the Cell. But this match warranted the cell stipulation because it was such a personal, violent feud, and it was the perfect way to end it for me.
Yeah, and people were saying like CM Punk is washed up. He's not going to make it 30 minutes. Dude, he just gave us a classic. Like one of the best Hell Cell matches in the whole time. Like right now in cage match rating is like 9.4 or 9.5. It's like the best wrestling match of the year, and in the whole WWE history is on spot like 20, something like that.
It's 21st, I think. Yeah, in
20.
all time WWE history.
And if you haven't seen it, really go watch it. Like it really feels huge. We got the like the gray cell. Like we needed the gray cell, another red freaking toy cell that Vince McMahon created.
I'm so glad they didn't use the
And
red cell. Yeah,
yeah, like for me it was awesome. The entrance were very like what we needed. We didn't need a spectacle. We just needed the two guys in beating the shit out of each other. And that's what we got. And what a match, what a moment. CM Punk won. And now we're going to get Punk for the world title against Gunter at Survivor Series, maybe? We'll see.
yeah. I think they could go in that direction, but the feud is certainly over. And
Yeah, for sure.
what an amazing way to end it. It's been the feud of the year for me in wrestling. Nothing's come close. The personal animosity between the two, the matches have been great, and they've each built every time and to lead to the perfect blow off inside Hell in the Cell. And it was everything
Yeah.
we wanted: the blood, the violence.
And the bad thing is what you say right now. Like nothing cool came close. And so then we have a whole pay-per-view after that match. And the second match, I don't know to call it a pee break because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I was trying to watch the second match and it was very hard not to think about the first one because it was so great.
Yeah, so the second match was Nia Jax versus Bailey for the WWE Women's Championship. And for anything to follow that was going to be a tall order. And they worked hard. They tried their best. I thought Bailey carried the match. Personally, they did some nice moves. Nia Jax went for a Hurricane Rana, which was interesting. It didn't quite come off as she hoped. Nia Jax then squished the ref, big ref bump, and Tiffany came down with the briefcase. She leveled Bailey in the head with it. Almost looked like she was thinking about cashing in, and then Nia Jax did this like Undertaker sit up.
No, it was Kane, 1997 Kane. She was wearing all red, man. And I think that was the best thing of the whole match. Like it was a funny match. I don't know how to explain it, but for me it was a funny match.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And in the end, Tiffany got out of the ring, distracted Bailey, and Nia Jax won the match. I mean, this was fine. It wasn't anything special, but I thought Bailey performed really well. There isn't really much to say, I guess. The story is Tiffany. Will she cash in? Will she turn on Nia Jax? Because at the moment, Nia Jax is sort of almost abusing her because she's got her in her back pocket as this like little helper friend. And
Yeah, but for me, that like the match needed to make Tiffany a baby face, even bigger baby face. She has becoming like this baby face in the last month. People are clamoring for Tiffy time, and I think at Survivor Series maybe she's going to become champion. And yeah, like you can feel like she's going to be this huge baby face. And I hope that when she gets to become this big baby face, we're going to get maybe a Charlotte Flair coming back so she can have like a nice heel to feud. Because Tiffy Time is great in the ring, and I think her character work is becoming even better with each match and each day.
yeah, I agree. I think Tiffany will be a big star. It's they have to do the cash in at the right time, but she's certainly getting over. That's for sure. Um, Next match was Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, the grudge match. It's been a good feud, good story told of betrayal of Priest, and Priest has got really over as a babyface. I really like his performances. He comes across as this big badass in the ring. I mean, this match was okay. Again, it wasn't anything special. They both worked hard, did their moves. In the end, we got the inevitable interference of Judgment Day. JD McDonough and Carlito tried to come out and cost Priest. Finn Balor hit like a coup de grace, got a near fall. Then he hit two coup de grace to Priest's back, but Priest wasn't like going down completely. And then Priest got up and hit the South of Heaven for the 1, 2, 3. Um, I'm not sure about this one.
I
I
don't
think
like
I
the.
would
I
go on.
didn't like the finish. I didn't like the finish. It
No,
felt
nor
like
me.
the no, they buried Finn Balor. I think I
Yeah.
was really hoping for a different kind of finish or something. I didn't like the interference of Judgment Day. Like I want to have to let them have like a real proper match, you know. And I didn't like the finish. I was maybe like the only thing that is making me like a little bit like hopeful is like, are we getting Demon Finn Balor back just to destroy Priest, or finally they're going to go their way? Because I don't think Balor needs to still be around Priest. I want Priest to go follow a different story, and the coup de grace is dead, man. Like he did three, and Priest didn't go down, so that's a sign that your finisher is shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I agree with you. I would have preferred Balor to win personally. Um, it almost seems like the feud's over now, and the babyface has got his win. He's got his comeuppance on the heel who betrayed him. Like, where's there to go next with this? That it's kind of over, and it just felt a bit flat. I would have liked Balor to have got more heat and got the win, and then you could have had maybe another match down the road. It's that's kind of the end for me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what's next for these two. They may carry on. We'll have to wait and see. The fourth match was the women's world championship between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, with Dominic Mysterio locked in a shark cage. And they really played off the fact that Dominic is scared of heights and has claustrophobia, um, which made it quite funny when he was up in the cage, because he was kind of shitting himself really the whole time. He never actually stood up; he just sat down in the cage. And I mean, the match itself, again, it was similar to the previous two. It was fine. They both did well. They worked hard. They got their moves in. But the finish is the talking point of this match, because this was a huge botch for me. So Dominic Mysterio falls out of the shark cage with his leg still attached to like a chain, so he's hanging upside down. Rhea Ripley then goes and beats the crap out of him with a Singapore cane, which was great. Love that spot. And then the referee goes out to check on Dom, and he's right by Rhea. And then Raquel Rodriguez makes her comeback and nails Rhea Ripley right in front of the referee. And then Raquel throws Rhea in the ring, gives her a finish, and then puts Liv Morgan on top of her, which was almost supposed to be a pinfall. But because Raquel attacked Rhea right in front of the ref had to call for the bell and the disqualification. And I've read since the match that wasn't supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a pinfall win, because it just looked so awkward. The bell had already rung, and Raquel put Liv on top of Rhea for the pinfall, and obviously there was no pinfall to be had, and it was just like an awkward finish. They really botched this one. I mean, what did you think, Alfonso?
I didn't like the Raquel Rodriguez outfit.
Is that your big takeaway from all of this?
You know why? Because she didn't look like a star. She
Yeah,
looked just like another superstar helping Liv Morgan. Like she should have like an awesome outfit, like a Kane kind of outfit. Like she didn't seem imposing, you know? And the
yeah,
butch like pin-up tent make her look like a fool. And like You were hoping for her, like trying to do like to be this big monster. Like also when she was doing the her finish on Rhea Ripley, she was trying to like really make an impact. But when she was going to throw down Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan was still in the middle of the ring. She should have moved so she can just plant it Rhea Ripley in the middle. And they didn't do that. And I don't know. It felt like everything felt wrong with that match. I hope Raquel Rodriguez get her like momentum back. But yeah, I hope.
Yeah, it was a really really flat finish because and it was the third time we had interference. We had it in the Nia Jax Bailey match and the Finn and Priest match, and just feels a bit overdone now. We have interference again, and this should be a really hot match, Liv and Rhea, but it just didn't feel that way. And the botched ending hurt a lot. But we then move on to the main event, which was WWE Champion Cody Rhodes teaming up with Roman Reigns. Take
Wait,
Go on.
wait, no. Before that, we got the Magic Super belt.
Oh, of course.
The
So Triple H, yes, yes. So Triple H comes out and announces that at Super Showdown, the next Saudi Arabia pay per view or Crown Jewel, I think it's Crown Jewel.
yeah, Crown
Um,
Jewel.
there will be a match, two matches, where the WWE champion will face the World Heavyweight champion in both the men's and women's divisions, and the winner will get this newly made Crown Jewel Championship belt. I mean, it's a pretty cool looking belt. Like it's big and there's just jewels all over it, and it's really cool looking. And it will be interesting to see the world champion face the WWE champion, but it's kind of just a nothing match, really. There's no story to it. But the
But
main thing,
for me to be honest, and then I want to talk about a little bit what I told you while we were watching this. Um, for me, first is like what FIFA does with the FIFA World Cup club thing. Like when you have every single club from their league competing in this like World Cup in Saudi Arabia, because that's where the money is, and you get the best of the best. Like people really don't care, but it's cool for the people that win it.
yeah, I
But
agree. Yeah,
I think one of the important thing is that we get that segment, and then we get like Sami Zayn appearing and feuding with Gunter, because Gunter was teasing a match with Goldberg, and I think a lot of people were like, fuck, now maybe I need to see Goldberg fight again in 2024. And people, we don't need that. Like, it's cool. We can get hype by Goldberg, but we don't need another Goldberg match. Let Gunter have his match against Sami Zayn. But yeah, I think there's like now a little possibility that Sami Zayn, because he's so over there in Saudi, that he wins tomorrow. I'm sorry, today. He wins today against Gunter. And I think that will shock a lot of people because we are like Gunter these long term reigns, maybe. But what happens if he loses today against Sami Zayn? That will be very interesting for me.
yeah. I can't see it happening. I don't think Sami Zayn's got much of a chance of winning. But you were right. Gunther came out and started burying Bill Goldberg. Really, he's absolutely hilarious when he's putting down these legends. Gunther, like, what a great troll he is. Like he disses Goldberg he
The
calls him a
one trick pony.
one trick pony, and then he disses him as a father. And yeah, Goldberg got in the ring and you teased a showdown with Gunther, but then Sammy came out and ran Gunther off. We might be getting another Goldberg match. Who knows? I mean, they teased it, and Goldberg certainly looked ready for it. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see. That'll be an interesting one. But
I'm more interested to see Gage. Like the last time we saw Gage, he was like a little chubby kid, and now
Goldberg's
he
son,
looks,
yeah,
yeah, and now he looks like a possible wrestler in the future.
yeah,
If he wants that. And but yeah, like I think the announcement for me, I think is a nothing announcement, but at least they're giving like Crown Jewel something to do, because Normally, Crown Jewel was this like pay per view that was outside of WWE like storytelling.
Yeah,
Like things that happened over there were like, okay, this happened because we are a Crown Jewel, and now Crown Jewel has like a team, and that's great. I think like if we have like King of the Ring at the beginning of the year, and then we have Crown Jewel, it gives something important to the name Crown Jewel because it's supposed to be like all these precious and royalty prices, and I think that's okay.
yeah, and yeah, I agree, and it will be interesting to see Cody Rhodes versus what's most likely going to be Gunther. That's and same for the women. It's a cool idea. We'll have to see if it garners interest. So we'll move on to the main event, which was Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And I mean, this wasn't really about the match. The match was okay for what it was. It was exactly what you'd expect. They get the heat on Cody. Um, they get the heat on Roman first, and then he tags Cody, makes a bit of a comeback. Then they get the heat on Cody. They do their traditional heel moves, and then Roman gets the big hot tag, and then it all boils down to the finish where Solo's about to hit his Samoan spike on Roman, and then we see a hooded figure stood in between Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who are stood at ringside, and he super kicks both the Tongas, and then unmasks, and it's the return of Jimmy Uso, which got a huge pop, I have to say. And it's really nice to see Jimmy back. I think this makes a lot of sense for him to side with Roman here, because he's obviously seen the development of Roman, and he's probably realized that he wants to. He's not the same guy he was before, where he was just abusing everybody. And Roman hit a spear on Solo and got the 1, 2, 3. But as well as Jimmy, the big, huge talking point from this was as Cody and Roman were celebrating, we hear, "If you smell," and the final boss is back, The Rock. It was teased because there were rumors that he was in Georgia, and he came back. He got a huge pop as well because it's The Rock. What do you expect? He sort of stared at the ring for a bit. He gestured 1, 2, 3, 4 with his fingers, and then a cutthroat, and then he just left. So we don't know what's happening, but it's intriguing, and we have to see the next few Raws and Smackdowns to see what is going to happen with The Rock, um, mixed in with Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and the Bloodline moving forward. It's such an amazing story, this whole Bloodline thing. So what do you make of it
And
all, Alfonso?
I'm hoping they do the triple threat
What
because
Roman, Cody, and Rock?
yeah, because I think if not, we're going to have the same thing that happens with the Cena Rock Punk. Like those three guys are so in with each other, like you can have them all together in a same match. Because if not, you're going to have to build like two different matches with them, and one of those matches is not going to get really built. I don't know where we're going, but I love that Cody was trying to make friends with Roman, but Roman still was like telling Jimmy that maybe it was one and done. He didn't want to go save Cody. And I like that Roman is still not trying to be the big baby face, because if Roman Reigns becomes a baby face like Cody Rhodes, he's going to fail again. He needs to still be like this badass guy, like this Stone Cold guy. Like we need a twinner in Roman Reigns. We don't need a baby face Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So that's why I think he's not going to turn full babyface, and we're going to have twinner Roman Reigns, babyface Cody Rhodes, and heel The Rock.
Yeah, interesting you say that. I don't think there's money in a triple threat match yet. I would like to see the singles matches first. There's certainly huge money in The Rock versus Cody and The Rock versus Roman Reigns. But I think where they're going to go, I think The Rock is still going to be a huge heel. I think he's going to be the mastermind behind this new bloodline, and I think we're probably going to get a War Games match, which will be
Oh, for
like
sure.
the new bloodline versus Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and maybe Sami Zayn or maybe Cody
Yeah,
at
because I
Survivor
think
Series.
because I really think one of the surprising things, and I'm going to spoil you the next thing we're going to talk about, is like the Kevin Owens turning heel on Cody Rhodes without any cameras.
I thought this was absolutely brilliant. I think this is genius from WWE. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, there is fan footage. It's all over Twitter and all over social media. So a fan is recording, and Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes are having a conversation by one of the production trucks. And Cody sort of it looks like it's getting a bit heated, and then Cody picks up his belt and goes to leave, and then Kevin Owens just lays him out with a punch and starts putting the boots to Cody. It's like a full blown heel turn, but I love the fact they did this like on the down low. They didn't do it in the ring or on TV or anything. It's so clever because it gets you to watch the next show. Was it a heel turn? Did Kevin Owens just snap in the moment and he'll apologize? What's actually going to happen? Because you couldn't hear anything the guys were saying to each other either, which was great. There's so many directions they're going now, isn't there? WWE. I think the storytelling in the main event scene on SmackDown with Cody's championship is really on fire at the moment.
Yeah, and I think one of the most interesting things is that War Games is 5 against 5, and the new Bloodline without The Rock, they're 4. With Kevin Owens, they're going to be 5. It's a Rock wrestlers, they're going to be 5. So who knows which teams and what are the teams going to look like? Like, are we going to have Cody Rhodes with Randy Orton that is going also to make a heel turn, maybe? Like, I don't know where we're going with this story, and that's one of the loveliest thing about wrestling right now. Like they have created all these characters that have an importance during the Bloodline saga that we don't know which side are they going to choose. And one of the things that I love is that all the teams around the title have been about greed, you know?
Yeah.
So what is going to Kevin Owens do for greed to become a champion again? Because that's one of the things that he was always looking forward. Because let's remember, Roman Reigns ran over Kevin Owens with a golf cart when they're
Yeah,
feuding with each other. So it's understandable. It's like, dude, that guy always tried to kill me. Why you're going to be his friend? That is normal.
absolutely.
So I think logic storytelling is one of the best storytelling in wrestling, and having this shade of gray because people aren't really good or really bad, like Malachi Black said, is one of the greatest thing about wrestling in this new era, in this new like nuance era. Like we don't want this John Cena baby face. We want this baby face that make mistakes. This baby face that sometimes can be a little bit heelish, like when Cody Rhodes destroyed AJ Styles in the Black Backlash match.
Yeah, it was Backlash. Yeah,
Backlash, yeah. So that's one of the things I love about wrestling right now, and yeah, like The Rock comes back, but how? Who? Who is going to be his new team? Are we going to see Tangaloa? Are we going to see Tamatonga? Is Jacob Fatu really behind Solo Sikoa, even though he's better than Solo Sikoa? We
yeah.
just need to wait and see, and I think that's lovely.
It's amazing, isn't it? The storytelling since the Bloodline started back in 2020 has just been absolutely incredible. It's one of the best told stories in wrestling history for me, and it's still going strong now. And like you said, there's so many directions they could go in. And one thing Bad Blood did do is we have to see the next Raw, the next SmackDown, the next 2 or 3 to see what's going to happen. So it's a great time to be a WWE fan at the moment. Overall, I think the pay per view was okay. The 4 matches that followed Hell in the Cell were all again okay. They weren't great, but like the Cell match was just one of the greatest matches of all time, and it just takes the pay per view over the top a little bit. It's probably not one of the strongest pay per views of the year that WWE have done, but because the Cell match was so good, you just have to watch it. I would ask you what was the match of the night, Alfonso, but I don't need to ask you that because it's
No.
obvious. It's obvious it was the Hell in the Cell between Drew and Punk, an absolute all-time classic there. So, yeah, let us know what you thought of Bad Blood. Did you enjoy the show? Leave a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Ringside Ramblers on YouTube. And please follow us on our social media platforms. Alfonso, thank you very much for today, reviewing and recapping Bad Blood.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that, and I'm ready for Raw. And that's something I don't say a lot. Like, I need to see if, even though I don't see it live, I'm going to have to go and watch the Sammy Gunter match because I think that's is going to be one hell of a match.
Yeah, agreed. Lots to look forward to, certainly coming out of Bad Blood. So that was it. That was our Bad Blood recap. And we will see everybody next time for another Ringside Ramblers podcast. Ciao, everybody.
Ciao.